The House will come to order. This morning, the pledge will be said by Marianne Booker from Craig Middle School in Craig, Colorado, guest of Representative Will.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Randall, please call the roll.
John and Casey and the Speaker of the House. My mom's name is Marianne Becker.
Representatives Arndt, Baisley, Benavidez, Byrd, Bockenfeld, Buck, excused, Buckner, Buentale, Caravale, Carver, Catlin, excused, Coleman, Cutter, Duran, Escar, Exum, Froelich, Garnett, Geithner, Gonzalez Gutierrez, Gray, Herod, Holtorf, Putin, excused, Humphrey, Jackson, Arquez Lewis, Kennedy, Kipp, Kraft-Tharp, Landgraf, Larson, Liston, Montine, McCluskey, McKean, McLaughlin, Belton, excused, Michelson Janae, Mollica, Neville, Pelton, Ransom, excused, Rich, Roberts, Sane, Sandridge, Singer, excused, Sirota, Snyder, Soper, Sullivan, Tipper. Representative Ransom is present. Tatone, A. Valdez, D. Valdez, Van Winkle, Weissman, Williams, Wilson, Young. Representative Melton is present. Madam Speaker.
With 59 present, 4 excused, and 2 vacant, we have a quorum. Representative Will.
Madam Speaker, it is an honor to serve with you.
It is an honor to serve with you, Representative.
So today, before I read about yesterday's journal, I want to make sure we get 100% yeses.
Members,
On this.
Representative Will is talking to you.
100% yes. Okay. Madam Speaker, I move that the Journal of Tuesday, January 21st, 2020 be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. Ayes have it. Announcements and introductions. Representative, anyone? Jaquez Lewis.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's an honor to serve with you, especially this particular session.
Thank you. It is an honor to serve with you.
Fellow members, I will not be able to see your smiling faces this Friday. I have an excused absence. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Representative Jaquez Lewis. Representative Tipper.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, if you would just take a moment, on my desk is an incredible bouquet of flowers, and I wanted to tell you who it's from. It's from the Arnold family. If you remember, we memorialized Kathy Arnold here in the House. Thank you for honoring our beloved mother, Senator Kathy Arnold. With much gratitude, the Arnold family. This is for Representative Carey, Colin Larson, and all members of the House, so we can pass the bouquet around, but I wanted you all to enjoy it, and just as a testament to what a wonderful family it is for them to actually send that bouquet. It's really moving. Thank you.
Representative Kennedy. Representative Geithner. Who's in the chair? Thank you. Oh. Representative Landgraf. What'd you say?
Kip has a tribute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I think I'll be excused this Thursday afternoon and Friday. I filled out the form online, the new process. I sent it in. I have no idea where it went. I haven't heard anything about it, but I'm assuming you will approve me to be gone. I hope.
You are approved to be gone.
And perhaps tell us what the process is.
You're also, it's been the same process, and you've been here almost longer than anyone, so it's the exact same. Oh, it's online now. I didn't know that. Okay. Representative Van Winkle.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll take advantage of the quiet moment in the chamber to announce that tonight is the Colorado Motor Carriers Association and Colorado Petroleum Marketers Association legislative reception at 5:30 at the U Club. I hope to see you there. It'll be a terrific event. There'll be drinks and food.
Representative Lundeen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, members of the Health and Insurance Committee, and I also probably for the Public Health Committee. We do have a joint meeting this morning upon adjournment, a joint Rule 25 hearing with the JBC, and then this afternoon, the House Health and Insurance Committee will be hearing two bills, House Bill 1076, House Bill 1056. We are also hearing sunset reviews from DORA for the Board of Chiropractic Examiners, State Board of Nursing, and Nurses' Aides. Look forward to seeing you all there.
Representative Herod.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Finance Committee, we will have a joint meeting of the Senate and House Finance tomorrow upon adjournment. Be there. Thanks.
Representative Geithner.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, if I could get the El Paso County delegation up here to join me in the well. Could you take some pictures? Do you mind? El Paso, where you at? I know, right? Very good, thank you. Madam Speaker, I have a tribute, and I would request it to be read at length.
You're not going to shake my hand, are you? It's getting out of the way of too much more.
The House of Representatives, convened in the 72nd General Assembly, hereby extends sincere commendations to Springs Rescue Mission. Since its humble beginnings in 1996, the founders, volunteers, and staff of Springs Rescue Mission have been working to fight homelessness, poverty, and addiction. With a unique offering of relief and rehabilitation programs, Springs Rescue Mission not only provides housing and food to those experiencing homelessness, they also actively work to provide pathways out of homelessness through addiction recovery classes, 12-step programs, case management sessions, and mental and spiritual counseling. In 2019 alone, Springs Rescue Mission sheltered 3,200 men and women, served over 200,000 meals, provided 58,000 job training hours, and held over 7,900 mental health appointments with partners. Their work to provide a welcoming and safe environment that promotes transformation and empowerment, all while treating guests with dignity and respect, has made a significant impact not only for the individuals receiving aid, but in the Pikes Peak region as a whole. The members of the Colorado House of Representatives are proud to thank Springs Rescue Mission for their continued dedication and invaluable contributions to the well-being of the citizens of Colorado. On request of Representative Tim Geithner, given this 22nd day of January 2020, State Capitol in Denver.
Representative Geithner.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, please take your seats. We just wanted to, from El Paso County, we just wanted to pay a tribute and recognize the work of Springs Rescue Mission. We have about 10 of them here with us today. After they leave us, they're going to go to the Senate floor for a little bit and do a tour, and then we're going to do a lunch here. But a couple folks that I want to try and recognize, most certainly Larry Yonker. Larry Yonker is CEO of Springs Rescue Mission. We have Travis Williams, the Chief Development Officer, David Huell, the Chairman, Kelvin. We have Ed and Therese Dills, who are very active volunteers. For those of you that don't know, Ed Dills actually uses his own personal property and grows tons of vegetables each year to help feed the hungry there in El Paso County with Springs Rescue Mission. So just wanted to recognize the contributions that Spring Rescue Mission provides to El Paso County, the Pikes Peak region. We truly appreciate you and the work that you do for these members of our community.
Thank you, members. Thank you for being here with us today. Representative Kipp. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to say something? Representative Liston.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I just too wanted to give just a brief shout out to the Springs Rescue Mission. They do phenomenal work in and around not just Colorado Springs, but El Paso County, and I'm sure further than that. And I know a couple of members in particular, Larry Yonker, who is a good constituent of mine, and we have other friends in common. But to all of you, thank you very much for the fantastic work you do. You do a great job. Thank you very much.
Representative Kipp. Oh, Representative Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to highlight that many of us are wearing blue today to symbolize ending the IDD wait list for members of our community with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They are having a joint hearing today with Public Health and JBC to talk about the wait list, and many people are wearing blue to symbolize the fact that it's time to finally end the wait list. So thanks very much, Madam Speaker.
Representative Kipp. Ann Baisley.
Good morning, members. How is everybody this morning? Representative Baisley and I have a tribute, and we request that it be read at length.
The House and Senate of Colorado convened in the second regular session of the 72nd General Assembly hereby extend heartiest congratulations and commendations to the Colorado Opportunity Scholarship Initiative. Established by the legislature in 2014 with the goal of boosting financial access and academic support services to Colorado students by matching community-raised dollars to multiply opportunity, and through multi-year grants to provide support programming alongside tuition assistance, COSI has awarded $47 million to help more than 75,000 students persist towards graduation. In 61 counties and in all public institutions of higher education, COSI is erasing equity gaps and has transformed the lives of families least likely to earn a credential. More than 87% of COSI students persist in their education, moving Colorado towards 66% overall attainment by 2025. We honor and give tribute to COSI on the occasion of their day at the Capitol and encourage students across Colorado to dream big and work hard, knowing their state is a committed partner in their success. On request of Senators Rachel Zenzinger and Tammy Story and Representatives Kathy Kipp and Mark Baisley, given this 22nd day of January 2020, State Capitol in Denver.
Representative Kipp.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to acknowledge all of our COSI students who are over on the side of the chamber. Can you guys all wave and say hello to everybody? Thank you for being here. Thank you also to our Executive Director of the Colorado Department of Higher Education, Angie Piccioni, for being here this morning. I encourage you all to take a moment and visit with our students because they all have wonderful stories to tell, and we have a great diversity of schools they are attending represented here today.
Representative Baisley.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Yeah, this is such an important matter for us to encourage students to complete their degree program. So there's a struggle with folks who set out for the difficult task of accomplishing their diploma, that 2-4 year, whatever it is, length. And when they get partway there, they end up without the credentials, but all of the debt. So important that we help push them across that finish line and get all that done so that they can then pay back the debt in their student loans and so on, and earn a good living for themselves and for their family. Thank you all for your participation and for your contributions to Colorado as good tax-paying members of society. Thank you for that. Anyway, congratulations to all of you, and thanks to the COSI team.
Representative Kipp.
And just one more comment. The Senate Education Committee today will be hearing a bill that will tweak COSI, so if you're interested in going and cheering them on, feel free to show up there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Any other announcements or introductions? Representative Herod.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I just want to acknowledge one more time former Representative, the Honorable Angie Piccioni. She formerly represented House District 53. So thanks for coming here today.
Members, we have just a few orders of business and then we'll go into second reading. So Mr. Randall, please read reports of committees of reference.
Committee on Business Affairs and Labor. After consideration of the merits of the committee as following. House Bill 1022 be amended as follows and as amended be referred to the Committee on Appropriations favor recommendation. House Bill 1023 be amended as follows and as amended be referred to the Committee on Whole favor recommendation.
Printing report.
Chief Clerk reports
Printing
following.
report will be printed in the journal. Message from the Senate.
Madam Speaker, the Senate
Message from the Senate will be printed in the journal. Representative Gonzalez Gutierrez for the first, second reading of the session. You have heard the motion. Representative Gonzalez Gutierrez will take the chair.
Is it on? Okay. The committee will come to order. With your unanimous consent, the bills will be read by title unless there is a request for reading a bill at length. Committee amendments are printed and in your bill folders. Floor amendments will be shown on the screen and on your iPads. Bills will be laid over upon motion of the majority leader, and the court rule is relaxed, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1021.
House Bill 1021 by Representatives McKean and Buentello concerning the addition of representatives from Native American tribes with reservations in Colorado to the Colorado Youth Advisory Council.
Representative McKean.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Good morning to you.
Well, folks, somebody has to start this thing rolling, right? So here's your first bill on seconds. I move House
Members, this is our first time in second reading. And so I hear a lot of people, and I really can't hear Representative McKean. So can we please start it off right?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I could barely hear myself. I move House Bill 1021 and the committee report.
Thank you, Representative McKean. To the committee, committee report to the bill.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. This bill came up last year when we had our Native American tribes, the Southern Ute Tribe and the Ute Mountain Ute Tribe, come to our capital to be recognized. In that meeting, in that visitation, we talked a little bit about how we can get more input from the tribes and especially from Native American youth. And one of the places we have an opportunity to do this is on our Colorado Youth Advisory Council. And so what we did was over the last year, we talked to them a lot about how we can do that, why in the past we have not had representation from the tribes. And so this bill is that solution to convert 2 of the at-large positions on the COYAC to members chosen from the tribes, and to give those youth an opportunity to share their experiences and their concerns and what they need in the state with the rest of that council, and then to bring their concerns to us.
Representative Buentello.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I'd like to thank my co-sponsor, Representative McKean, who is one of the legislative appointees to COYAC. I have to tell you, shortly after I joined this body, I got the honor to be appointed to COYAC, and let me tell you, as a social studies teacher, I love this committee. It's so great to see our young people involved at the very highest level in civic engagement, and let me tell you something, that's not easy to do for high schoolers. So I love this committee. I especially love this bill that will ensure that the Native American tribes' voices are at the table when we are talking about pieces of legislation. And I don't think I need to tell anyone here that representation at every table matters. So, good bill, vote yes.
Representative McKean.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And the last thing I will tell you is that this bill has a safety clause. So what we're going to talk about today is exactly why that is, and I think that's an explanation and a discussion that we ought to have. These students will be selected this spring. And so therefore we have a safety clause in this bill, because if we didn't, then it would be an entire other year before these students could possibly have a chance to serve on the Colorado Youth Advisory Council. So I know that there's a lot of discussion. Senator Lundeen, in fact, has a bumper sticker, and if you haven't seen it, you ought to. It's hopefully you can find someone that looks at you the way Senator Lundeen looks at a petition clause. But I will tell you this. That there are times when we consider this, because actually this is important. We do a safety clause. These kids have an opportunity to be selected this year, have a voice on COYAC this year. I ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1021. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. House Bill 1021 passes. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1036.
House Bill 1036 by Representatives Arndt and McKean, House Senators Woodward and Zenzinger, concerning the addition of references to licensed medical or emergency medical service providers and the Emergency Medical Service Providers Peer Health Assistance Program statute to align the statute of legislation enacted in 2018 that authorized certified emergency medical service providers to seek licensure.
Representative Arndt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, this is a statutory revision committee bill. 2 bills passed simultaneously last year, and we're truing up the statutes so that when both bills passed, that we added the word licensure in where it didn't exist to the statute before, but it needed to based on the passage of the previous bill. So we urge a yes vote.
Representative, did you move the bill?
Oh, my, I'm out of practice. Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1036. There is no committee report.
Thank you, Representative. Representative McKean.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. That was a lot of words. What she really meant to say was, good bill, vote yes.
Oh, wait a minute. So he tells me what I meant to say.
Please, members, I can barely hear people And if you have important conversations, which I know you all have, please take them off to the side. Thank you. Representative Arndt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to correct what my colleague, Representative McKean said. What I meant to say is exactly what I did say. Thank you.
Thank you, members. Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1036? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1036. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1036 passes. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1051.
House Bill 1051 by Representatives Rich and Duran, House Senators Scott and Crowder, concerning final disposition of the abandoned cremated remains of persons eligible for internment in a national cemetery.
Really?
Representative Rich.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 20-1051 and the committee report.
To the, no committee report, to the bill, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Qualified American veterans were assured that they would receive honorable, dignified military service and be laid to rest in a veteran cemetery. They served with honor, and it is our sacred duty to now honor them. This bill establishes the duties of a Veterans Remains organization recognized and authorized by the U.S. Veterans Administration and the National Personnel Records Center to determine whether any unclaimed cremated remains are of U.S. military veterans or qualified family members.
Representative Duran.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Remains Facility shall allow veteran remains organizations, upon presentation of identification, to inventory unclaimed cremated remains, shall provide all status information in the Remains Facility's possession to a veterans remains organizations, first name, last name, date of birth, all that pertinent information, shall release any unclaimed cremated remains to a veterans remains organization upon presentation of documents that the remains are of veterans or veterans dependent who is eligible for burial in a state or national cemetery and is not subject to civil liability for release of status information or release of the unclaimed cremated remains following the presentation of documentation indicating the remains are those of a veteran or a veteran's dependent and eligible for intimate benefits. These organizations are not asking for funeral homes or cremation facilities to do the research. These organizations are willing to do the research themselves. These organizations shall contact the National Personnel Records Center to verify whether any of the unclaimed remains are of veterans who is eligible for intermediate benefits.
Representative Rich.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If the organization determines that unclaimed cremains are of a veteran who is eligible for the interment benefits, a notice shall be issued. And there's several in the bill that tell you how they will send out those notices and how they will publish that.
Is there any further discussion? Representative Liston.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. So to one of the bill sponsors, I'm just curious, you've given me kind of the legalese. Would you kind of give me a practical example of just how this bill would work, sort of a what would happen if in real life? Thank you.
Representative Rich.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There are organizations such as the Missing in America Project, and these organizations are made up of veterans. They're authorized by the VA to do the research to determine whether cremains are that of a veteran. And there are some funeral homes that go ahead and allow this, and there's some that are not as comfortable allowing it. But it's important because, you know, when soldiers are on the battlefield, they know that they don't want to leave any soldier behind. And the veterans feel the same way. They don't want to leave a veteran behind, even in death. And so it's very important that we honor our veterans and that they receive the military observance that they deserve.
Representative Liston.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative Rich. I appreciate that. And it sounds like this is a bill worthy of our support. Thank you.
Representative Humphrey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We heard the bill in committee, and I rise in support of the bill. I think that we heard some great testimony from veterans groups, and I applaud the sponsors for bringing this bill forward. I am concerned of the possibility that these bodies could be treated as could be composted or used for natural organic reduction under laws that are being proposed during this session. So I move L003 and ask that it be properly displayed.
Amendment L003 has been moved and has been on display. Would you like to explain your amendment, Representative Humphrey?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So as you can see, this simply adds the words veterans' cremains shall not be composted for natural organic reduction or otherwise treated like dirt. I think that would be appreciated by the supporters of this bill, and I think it's important that we treat those human remains with the dignity and honor that they deserve. And I ask for your support on this amendment. Thank you.
Representative Duran.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I ask for a no vote.
Is there any further discussion on Amendment L003? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of Amendment L003. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. That amendment fails. To the bill. Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1051? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1051. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. House Bill 1051 passes. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You did an awesome job. I move the committee rise and report.
You have heard the motion. Seeing no objection, the committee will rise and report.
The House will come back to order. Mr. Randall, please read the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Madam Speaker, your Committee of the Whole Big Sleeve report has had under has posted several recommendations there on House Bill 1021, House Bill 1036, House Bill 1051, passing or placing for third reading final passage.
Representative Gonzalez Gutierrez. You have heard the motion. Oh, there's one amendment at the desk. Representative Humphrey, please read the Humphrey report to the, or I'm sorry, Mr. Randall, please read the Humphrey amendment to the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Representative Humphrey moved to amend the report of the Committee of the Whole to reverse the action taken by the committee in not adopting the following Humphrey Amendment L003 to House Bill 1051 to show that said amendment passed. The House Bill 1051 is amendment passed.
Representative Humphrey.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the Humphrey Amendment to the Committee of the Whole report.
Please proceed.
And again, members, I do think that this is an issue that deserves our attention. The language is veterans' cremains, technical term for cremated remains, shall not be composted for natural organic reduction or otherwise treated like dirt. And within the context of this bill, I think this makes sense. It's a fair amendment. And I think the supporters of the bill who came to testify would appreciate this sort of language being added to the bill. And I think that we really do need to be careful that we are treating the remains of deceased service members with the utmost respect and reverence. And I ask for your aye vote on this amendment. Thank you.
Representative Duran.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. You know, this isn't currently law now, so I ask for a no vote.
Representative Soper.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. I also ask for a no vote. And the reason is, under the other pending bill, assuming it were to pass, what it would do is it would say that someone who is a veteran and in life chooses natural organic reduction, if they happen to serve our country, they would be denied freedom of choice. And that what this amendment actually does is it's actually saying to a citizen, you may have served our country, but you can't choose all the legal methods of disposition because of that choice to serve our country. And that's why this is a bad amendment. I think that, I appreciate the humor. Thank you, Representative Humphrey. But as far as public policy, I'm going to have to be on the other side and ask for a no vote.
Any other discussion? Representative Rich.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I can appreciate where my colleague is coming from on this amendment, but it isn't law right now. And we're not asking the funeral homes and we're not asking the cremation facilities to do this research. It's the organizations that will do the research and determine whether they're veterans. And so I'm asking for a no vote on this amendment.
Any other discussion? Representative Holtorf.
Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I'm troubled by the dialogue and the conversation. I will tell you that the bill that I read addresses those veterans that are forgotten. They don't have family. They may be homeless. They may have passed away and nobody is representing them. And what I understood, and I'm the new guy, so maybe I'm misguided. What I understood is this is going to allow for an organization to make sure that their remains go to a state military burial cemetery or a federal military burial cemetery, which would give them the honor and respect I think all veterans deserve. For those that have put on the uniform and served their country to the best of their ability. Now, I don't know all the political undertones and the hand-wringing and the other maneuvering that's going on today, but I will tell you that if I was a veteran and I was forgotten and I was sent through the process, and even if my extended family thought that I was going to be put in a compost pile in some way, shape, or form and not have the dignity and respect of allowing those remains to go to the state military cemetery, which we have here in Colorado, or maybe even to Arlington National Cemetery, depending on the research that was done, then I think it would be a shame. I think we really would have to think about what we're doing in this body to not respect. If we truly believe we respect veterans, maybe the amendment isn't quite stated in the correct form, but I will tell you, if we really respect veterans who've served, and I think some of them are outside this building every night when I walk back to my apartment, and we don't know who they are. In some cases, they don't even know who they are because of their mental health issues. I will tell you it would be the most egregious and most grave disservice to our military forces, past and future. So I'm strongly discouraged by what is happening, and I'm very much would like to see language that makes sure, that ensures that these people go to the cemeteries where they should be inured, or interned rather, excuse me. So be very careful when you vote, and think about what we believe in when we say we support our veterans, especially those forgotten.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the Humphrey Amendment to the report of the Committee of the Whole. Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Representative Holtorf, please close the machine. With 23 yes votes, 38 no votes, 2 excused and 2 vacant, the amendment is lost. There are no other amendments at the desk. Mr. Randall, please open the machine to vote on the report of the Committee of the Whole. Representative Baisley, Esgar, Humphrey, Rich, Sane, Snyder, Tipper. Mr. Randall, please close the machine. With 54 aye votes, 7 no votes, 2 excused, and 2 vacant, the report of the Committee of the Whole is passed. Any other announcements or introductions? Representative Gray.
House Transportation Local Government Committee, we are having our first meeting to actually hear bills today. There's one bill, House Bill 1030 from myself and Representative Donald Abel. See you there.
Representative Kraft-Tharp.
Thank you. Business Affairs and Labor Committee, this morning upon adjournment, 7 minutes after we adjourn, please convene in LSBA, and we'll have 2 sunset review hearings, Homeowners Association and Home Warranty Service Contracts, and then this afternoon, 1:30 is the SMART hearing. Thank you.
Representative Esgar.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of the Joint Health and Human Services Committees, this may have already been announced, but I just want to remind you all, upon adjournment, make sure you have these books with you. Joint Rule 25, Joint Budget Committee will be joining you to kind of go over some of the requests that are made in it. So I just want to remind everyone to bring these with you. Thanks.
Representative Singer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. In the spirit of lucky number 7, the House Joint Health Committees will meet 7 minutes upon the conclusion of matters here on the House floor. We will see you and hope you're wearing blue today.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to just remind all of you that if you're hungry this afternoon, you can have ram or buffalo. No, I'm joking. I got your attention. But you could win a ram or a buffalo. And of course, the ram is Watts. We know what that is. Jules is the buffalo. It's the Energy Caucus lunch. Be there.
Representative McKean.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So where is Committee Room 109 downstairs? So be there. And just so we're clear, Watts is a middle name. It's Cam Watts Ram. Just telling you. So 109 downstairs, be there at noon.
Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm not going to ask you for money today for the junior livestock sale. Representative Coleman said he left his at home. Tomorrow is D-Day. We're going to collect a bunch of bucks. We've about purchased a hindquarter of that steer so far, so we need to come up with the dollars. Representative Art and I both have $100 that has been donated, if we can match that just with cash from the floor, and we do take checks. Thank you.
Any other announcements or introductions? Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the House stand in recess until later today.
Seeing no objection, the House will be in recess till later today.